Hi guys, it's Wolverine here, guys. I want you all to get ready. Have a look at your emails for notifications. Looks like the new world has started. So it's been very emotional for me. It's been hard. It hasn't been easy. So I want you guys to just to get ready because we're about to cross that new world. All right. You take care, guys. It's going to be a wonderful week for all of us. Take care. Hi guys, it's Wolver here, guys. Have you ever heard anyone excited? Me! I'm excited! It's coming! It's coming! Take care, guys. Love you. Okay, guys, listen very carefully. I'm getting a lot of messages of things actually either they have started or they begin to start. All right. And it looks like I said to you guys, this is the week that we've been waiting. And a lot of people are getting really emotional right now. So I want you guys to remain steady and wait for those notifications to come through. But it looks like actually the notifications this time is no rumor, no BS, no disinformation. Looks like it's really happening, right? And I've been in so many calls and so many meetings, guys, and it's all positive. It's all positive, right? That meeting that I was was it 4 days ago, whatever, it really touched my heart because the energy and the excitement and the emotion actually coming out from the guy that was having that meeting, it really got to me because I can feel it. I can feel actually his heart and yeah, it just really, it really got to all of us actually when he said, we're going to have a beautiful Christmas. We're going to have a beautiful Christmas. So I want to repeat that again, guys. We're going to have a beautiful Christmas. We are going to have a beautiful Christmas. Okay? Just hold on. It won't be long actually till we've crossed that finish line and that opera will come out. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. I've also been told that the medbets are coming out this week. Okay? So just remember when you do get that notification, when you do go to the Redemption Center, okay, ask them for the medbets in case, just in case they forgot about to tell you, anything regarding that. Okay, you need to tell them actually about the medbeds. Make that appointment, or they'll give you a phone number. You ring them up straight away if you have a serious illness, right? If you have a serious illness, if you don't have a serious illness, then you can go 1 week after. Okay, but make sure you do that, right? And remember, the humanitarians go first. The humanitarians go first. All right, but remember, if you have a serious illness, like you've got terminal cancer or whatever, and you only got a few days to live, or whatever it is, you know what serious is. Then ring them up actually, so you can go ASAP, right, to the med beds and get healed. All right, guys. It's been a very emotional day for me because I've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning. And people that I spoke to actually on this channel, they can be witness actually today. That I do call them actually sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And so hardly having to sleep, guys, and just trying to relax here, guys. But the amount of calls that I've received, it's all positive. It's all positive. All right, take care, guys. I was also told that a whale received his blessing. The emotion was so high they had a heart attack. I'm not sure whether he passed away or not, but that's what came through, right? And please, guys, control your emotions. This is going to be very emotional for some of you people, right? When it hits you, guys, try and control yourself, okay? And yeah, all right. So I'm sure it's going to be quite heavy for some of the people actually when they see that actually on their bank account, right? So please, just try and control your emotions, please. Thank you.
This was shared on the Chosen Ones channel and Telegram from Frank the Informer. 15 November, I think it's got the year wrong. We call on all leaders and administrators of the program to please go and start and get all your humanitarian projects together in respective zones or regions so that in order that these are included within the financial, economic and social budget of the Nazara Tazara project. Frank the Informer. Get ready, as we're about to go. Your friend Wolverine. Again, coming from Frank the Informer. All members and beneficiaries of the Nazara Jazara Fund Account Program are requested to remember to keep silent. 29 countries. Be attentive to your emails in the event of possible notifications of deposits. Frank the Informant. God bless you all. Wolverine.
So since President Trump won, some really phenomenal things are happening in Iraq and Vietnam, which we will touch on briefly. I'm going to share this with you if I can find it here. Let me get to this screen. So this is let's see this is Majeed. He's been bringing the heat here the last few weeks, right? So he said the Prime Minister Shial Sudani has expressed interest in collaboration with major oil companies to attract interest, meeting with Shell. So you have all these companies and countries coming into Iraq. Here's a key reason why, Eli, is that they have a port, much like the Strait of Hormuz you're familiar with. They have something called a port of FAU, and that is sort of an inlet for all the ships and all the shipping goods, containers and such, to go as a connection point between Iraq to Asia. So China has a vested interest in getting them into BRICS because they're going to need this stuff to go through because Iraq's going to be a powerhouse, right? And so they've signed memorandums of understanding, deals. Going into the Gazette is their legal newspaper. Once it hits the Gazette, it becomes official. It's a lot like once a president here signs an executive order and it goes into law, it goes into effect, it becomes legal and accountable. So that's a huge discovery point. I'm going to try to switch over to this other article if I can. If you can't see it, that's fine. I will stop and start again. So just bear with me here. Okay, let me know if you can see this. So he's reporting a green light. Iraq urging Turkey to open bank accounts to facilitate trades. That means Iraq's banks are going international, especially when another country is opening up in Iraq. The new rate has to be official on Forex. Now remember, I told you last time, the rate on Forex currently is not the real rate. That's a suppressed, manipulated rate. And the way you know that is they're doing daily currency auctions. They're only supposed to be weekly, not daily. So what does that allow for? Money laundering of the dollar, right? So they said they were going to get rid of the money laundering of the dollar, or the currency auctions this year, not next year, this year, right? So you look here where it's highlighted in yellow. Al-Ilaq urged Turkish banks to open accounts, facilitate transactions. So part of becoming international is to have a solid banking system. The laws have to be passed, the HCL gas law. Sudani last week, I believe it was Sunday, did an undisclosed meeting over to meet with the Prime Minister Erdogan of Turkey to get the oil and gas deals done, as well as the water deals, because they're in the desert. Obviously, they're going to need water, just like the rest of us, especially you out there can appreciate that. So this is part of how you're doing business. So you're seeing them move quickly. Why? Well, because A, it's time, and B, President Trump won. Do you think they're really going to wait till he comes back to twiddle their thumbs and go, is he going to be like, what'd you do all this time? You know, they don't want to have to answer to him. Look at what Putin said coming out less than a couple of days after Trump was announced. Hey, let's talk. Let's make a peace deal. They already did, but I'm just speaking for optics. So that's pretty exciting. Let me go to the next one here. Just bear with me, sir.
Sure.
Now this, I'm going to have to go into, just bear with me a second so I can share the sound with everybody. Put that on stereo for you. So we have the Israeli Defense Fund continues massive airstrikes in Beirut as of this was as of early this morning. So I'm going to just play this for you. Hopefully you can hear that. Okay, you saw that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard it. Hopefully, I don't know if you heard it as well, where the building went, they did a bomb on the side. So they're finishing up in with Hezbollah in Lebanon, and I think they're just waiting for the signal for Trump and Sudani to basically say, you know, go ahead with the attacks on the power plants, which is a necessary distraction per Kim Clement. for everything to happen. But I also interviewed last week a major 4-star general, which you can see on my channel, Major General Vallely, excellent guy, and he had people at the BRICS summit on the inside, so that's pretty hard to get. So he confirmed the power of BRICS, but he also said that we're going to have to, quote, deal with China, Taiwan this year. Well, why is that important? Because that deals with Putin finishing Ukraine, which we already know is done, but saying we're, again, reminding the public for optics, which then brings us henceforth with him allying with Xi on the Republic, not the CCP, right? And then they go in for a short invasion, 1 to 2 days. They're not going to create war. They're going to take it to the edge and then pull back, right? They've got to get the public to see all this stuff. What they're really doing is removing the last factions of the deep states, cleanup operation. That's what its intent is. But in achieving that, what they do, Eli, I'm saying, I know you know this, I'm saying there's a reprisal for the audience. What that does is help Vietnam break up enough out of corruption for the Vietnamese Dong. So we're pretty excited about what that brings here. What do we got? Like what, less than 6 weeks till Christmas and a month till Hanukkah, ostensibly. So we're watching very closely to see, we still got 2 more weeks in the month, basically, give or take with the holidays. Still think that there's going to be exciting things that, I mean, look at just what's happened in the last week. If that's any indication, we know there's going to be a lot more happening. I would say, Eli, within the next 2 to 4 weeks, there's going to be a ton of things resolved financially and geopolitically.
Yes. We're going to start in here. Let's start in with Sudanese and Amari discuss ways to proceed with the implementation of the government program. Both from finishing off seating of the government in the Kurdistan region, finishing the census, and finishing the rest of the HCL related stuff. They are working hard on it. The back and forth stories I find interesting because all of them can be fixed in about 2 minutes when they come to an agreement. Well, not quite 2 minutes, but about that quickly. One of the things they are also talking about in Iraq, and they are excited about it in Iraq and the Middle East, contract, and it's actually really bad translation. A contact in a secret location, a contact where they got together in a secret location lasted for more than an hour. Musk meets with Iran's ambassador to the United Nations. There wasn't a whole lot they could discuss very specifically without running into Logan Act. I am told that they are dotting their I's and crossing their T's. The newspaper citing Iranian officials said the meeting was to discuss how to diffuse tensions between Iran and the U.S. under the Trump administration. Citing officials, the meeting between the world's richest man and Ambassador Irwani lasted more than an hour and was held at a secret location, she said. The sources who spoke on condition of anonymity described the meeting as positive and good news. In a statement on Musk and Ramswan, okay, we can leave that part. We got more coming on that one momentarily. Let me take that one down. Redemption contacts guys are still quiet. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing it could just be, hey, it's a Friday. It's awfully busy. It's been a busy week, especially with market, metals, all of those things positioning coming out of a presidential election. Those wealth managers are probably awfully busy post-election right now. I'll let you know if I get an updates. Parades in Turkey on Thanksgiving or celebration in the streets. I hope it's celebration in the streets. Jason, I'm with you. This month is good. This month works. I can clear my dance card for it. I can definitely clear my dance card for it. All right, let's start doing some ripping. Fawad Hussein, it is possible to resume the exports of the oil in Kurdistan, of the Kurdistan region before the new year if the parliament approves the amendment of the extraction price. HCL, guys, they've been pounding out HCL. I know it seems back and forth, but if you read and pay attention, HCL is getting close to done. Disagreements hit the Kurdish House, obstruct the formation of the regional parliament and government. The headline sounds pretty flashy. The reality is, as they pointed out, hey, look, we've already sat the different ones. We've got them. We could quickly wrap this up, bear the responsibility. Let's see, wait, calm and the delay in resolving the outstanding. Wait, no, that's not the one I was trying to find for you. It's easy to overcome this problem by returning the electoral law and choosing a president for the region after obtaining an absolute majority of 51 deputies. In other words, they're pointing out that this can finish within moments, and they are close. That was the fun one on the HCL. There's a little more fun stuff coming out of Iraq. Parliamentary Committee, Iraq uses its international relations to push the risks of war on its territory urgent. In other words, they have avoided it because of their approach. They want to stay involved in the peace process, but not get directly involved. They are seeking peace, and they have maintained it because of their approach. First Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives discusses with the Russian ambassador the development of relations in the fields of economy, investment, energy, including tourism, back and forth to Russia, from Russia to Iran, dropping visa restrictions so that they can just visit openly for tourism, for business. These are the discussions that the U.S. should be having, but everybody else is having instead of us. Al-Mandwali discusses the United Nations Special Envoy for Iraq support for stability and reform of the country. In other words, the UN's there going, you guys have made tremendous progress. Keep going. Here's your attaboy. It's an important piece because it lends the credence when they change their value that they are truly, actually sovereign and stable. They are paving the ground for us. And this one is one that should have most of you guys pretty excited. Iran signals willingness to negotiate nuclear program safeguards following the Trump re-election. Bada bing. Could be right. Iran may well make it in that first basket. That's why I wanted to include that one. Kind of excited about that one. Hicktown, they have not checked in. I have tried this morning. I tried yesterday. Have not gotten a response on the redemption folks. And between now and the 22nd of November, it would make the most sense. Doesn't mean it has to. That would make a lot of sense. Elon, they agreed to have conversations. Elon didn't pound anything out because it would be a violation of the Logan Act. But they did. They said, hey, let's set these channels up. When it's time, when it's official, let's let her rip. And I do. I think, I think that is really big news for us. Really big news. April, I don't know what to tell you on years on Iranian Rial. I would assume anything over the last 20 years or so, they've not had a major devaluation. So it would make sense that anything in that time period.
Hi guys, hope you're well. The post that Ariel posted on X when he leaked out the dong rate showing on investing.com as 0.393. It was accidentally leaked out. If you go to investing.com, click on currency converter and put, say for example, Vietnamese dong and your country's currency, for example, USD. Follow the instructions below. I recommend follow Simply Linn, Linn, because she had tops on her live. Now tops must have contacts in the military, so they were answering a lot of questions from the members, some really good questions and answers. Now they said that when the dong gets to a certain rate and stays there, it has to go on the Forex. And likewise with the IQD, Iraq's dinar. So, okay, we're still waiting on Sudani he needs to publicly advertise that rate in the Gazette. Yeah, we've been waiting and waiting. So hopefully this will be this week for our RV. So that's what Linn said. It's a good sign of the RV is when the dong or Venezuela, whatever it goes, is showing on the Forex. Not quite sure about the Iraq because, as I said, Sudan still needs to he needs to publicly announce the rate. Anyway, we're nearly there. Also, Linn had mentioned that once the gold gets to a certain point, that's another good sign of the RV. And we hope it's going to be tomorrow. Still haven't received notifications, but very good signs that hopefully we'll have our RV this week. Also recommend you follow the Fearless Floyd show because Jeff Ram, asset manager of the Rodriguez estate, was on his live. I think it was a couple of days ago. He talked about the 2 baskets. There was 5 nations in that first basket, 5 in the second, and he didn't know what countries were in the third. Now, once we go to exchange, once you go to exchange, that's it. You've done your RV. You've got what you've needed on that day. If you go to your exchange knowing what the 5 countries are, I mean, I don't even know what they are. I didn't record it, sorry. But you go out and you purchase other currencies, that's known as double dipping, so don't risk it. And now Linn and Tops, as well as other people, other leaders, they say once you get your money, don't buy a flash car, like 500,000 car and a $2 million house. Just start off small, because once people know you've got a lot of money, then you're going to see a lot of cockroaches coming at you and scammers. I'll do a video about the security, how you can protect yourself. That comes from Ms. Parker from the RV Project Help. I think she's still on Telegram. If you do follow her, she's really tough. She is really tough. Oh, she kicked me out of her room. I only talked about the mid-beats of the fact that it was given from Sky Prince, and she kicked me out. I don't care. I got all her audios. Anyway, I will definitely share that with you. But oh wow, it's close. Now, if Wolvie's really excited and a good sign with the dong, then I reckon it's gonna be like this week, because as Wolvie said, he's excited. Look at that. 0.3937, when it was something like 24 something thousand. As it says here, keep calm and check your email.